Hello everybody and welcome to episode 241. No, not 241. Hello everybody. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 142 of the Ruhl Show. I am so glad you're here. Justin, you glad people are here?
Yes.
Justin's glad people are here. Well guys, today we have a special treat for you because today Hunter's going to be joining us and we're going to talk about inspiration. Specifically, where to find inspiration, how to keep it, and what to do with it. So, let's get to it. So today, I'm going to give you the 3 A's for inspiration. But first, I got to get my partner. Hunter, you ready?
I'm ready.
Sweet. So the first A for inspiration is to absorb. Video games, culture, movies, shows, anything that motivates you to get up and do something, especially something creative. And so for me, most of the stuff I absorb inspires me to incorporate it into the Ruhl Show. So I'll see Baby Driver and their long takes and I was like, oh, I should try and do a long take with the Ruhl Show. And so all these movies and TV shows that I absorb inspires me to create.
The greatest thing about inspiration is that you can kind of find it anywhere, but at the same time that can be, in a funny way, a little bit of a problem. Inspiration is always the best way to get yourself to do something different. The special thing about it is that you can always be surprised where inspiration can come from, because there are things that you were previously inspired by that could still inspire you, but there will always be new things entering your life that you never really, were touched by before, or never just really were accessible to you before, but have a good way of, pushing you to do something you've never done before. That's where I find inspiration, is with new things.
Absolutely. Trying new things is one of the biggest tips I can give you to find inspiration, because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get the same results you've gotten. So if you want to find new things to inspire you, try new things. Which leads me to the second A of inspiration, which is analyze. Analyze what inspires you. Why does it inspire you? La La Land, Baby Driver, those kind of movies inspired me so much, and I didn't really know why. So I had to sit down and analyze, why did this make me so motivated to create? And once I did that, I figured out that I really love creating things that are colorful, and they're energetic, and they're motivational, and they have stories that you can relate to. But it's all just about figuring out why things inspire you and what you can do to hold on to that.
I completely agree. And for me, the best thing, one of the inspirational aspect of analyzing, for me, and my favorite thing to analyze, is music. Because with music, it's not necessarily my platform or anything, or any of ours for that matter. Music is especially cool to me because when you find a new song, a new band, an artist, whatever it is, there's a part of their sound, their lyrics, music, that kind of grabs you instantly, something that you're drawn to it, the reason you keep listening to it. But the more you listen to music, if it's good, which, most music is, you find the reasons why each piece of the sound makes what you love about it so much. So there's songs I've been listening to for years, and this is kind of hypocritical considering what I was just saying about, finding new ways to be inspired. There's songs I've been listening to for years, and I'll put some headphones in and be like, I've listened to it a while, put it in, and I'll notice something I never noticed before when listening to it. And that is always super cool because everything contributes in music, and that's why I really think music is a cool way to analyze and see what about each step kind of brings you to your final conclusion, and what makes you grab it in the first place.
Music is huge for movies and TV shows too, but mainly movies, where I think music and art and all that kind of stuff is all incorporated into what you create. And there's a lot of people that say you have to be original. Originality is huge in our field, but when you think about it, there's nothing really original. Everyone's just taking little bits from everyone, even the Ruhl Show. The Ruhl Show is basically a culmination of everything that I've absorbed in culture. Different YouTubers, different movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff is put into one show that's kind of a new package. So it's all the same ingredients made into a new recipe. And then the third A of inspiration is to act. This is the most important step. If you cannot act on the inspiration, then you're gonna lose it. Because inspiration, would you agree that it comes in very short bursts?
Yes. There's times I've been inspired, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this done first. And then by the time I'm finished with something, the inspiration's gone.
Right. I have a bunch of sticky notes right by my bed because I don't know when inspiration's gonna strike, so I have to write it down right away. It'll be 3 a.m. and I'm just now falling asleep, and I'll be like, shoot, I have an idea, write it down real quick. Because as soon as you write down that idea, it's there. And it's put it down on paper, and you won't forget about it. It's so important to act on your inspiration and act on your motivation, because you're gonna lose it. Most of the time, that's why I say document, don't create, because it's kind of hard to create new things every single day. But if you just document what you're doing, eventually you'll find that one hit of inspiration. That's when you can create.
Exactly. I think the same way. I think, going through each A and like the steps here, what gets you inspired. There's your first step, and then analyzing is what gives you, it takes you from just being the feeling of inspiration and gives you the level of like, oh, what can I actually do with this? It's almost like you planning for yourself. But acting, just like Jack said, is the most important thing, is where everything formulates. And especially with ideas, because you can be inspired, but you can be inspired in a way that you have something to do. And so acting on your own ideas is the best way to just produce the best thing. And they can come from anywhere. I always have my best ideas when I'm out, and it always seems like they come at the point when I can't write them down. If you can just set aside a little bit to say like, okay, here's what it works about this, here's why I want and love doing this and want to do it more and more, to write it down, like Jack said, document, because real creation it comes from things that actually happen.
Yeah.
And so ideas sprout from experiences and whatnot, and so acting upon them is the best way to get them out, so that you can tweak things, work on what's wrong, keep going from there and create something that's really awesome.
There's a very popular illustration that I found, and I don't know how popular it is, but it makes so much sense in the process of inspiration, and it's this. So essentially this is how it works. You have your inspiration. You have those little points of inspiration that oh, like this is something that inspires me. You have that idea in your head, and then once you analyze why, you start to really connect those dots, and you figure out, alright, like why does this inspire me? Where can I find more like this? And then once you act on it, it connects everything that you're inspired by, and then that's when your results are going to happen. So if you can find your inspiration, if you can start to figure out why it inspires you, what about it makes you want to create, and then act on your inspiration, use it to create and to document and all that kind of stuff, that's when you're going to find your best results, and that's where you're going to succeed with your inspiration. So that's kind of how we find inspiration, how we absorb things from the internet, media, music, videos, anything like that, and then going to analyzing why we're inspired by it to acting on it and creating with it. Hunter, anything you think people should know about inspiration?
Inspiration can be tough. It's not an easy thing. Just like anything else that can result in anything good. It's not easy, and you can really be inspired by anything though. At the end of the day, I think the important thing though is kind of like what we're talking about with our final step there, is acting on it. You can be inspired by culture, but the best thing to do is to inspire culture. If you can, take your ideas and, integrate them into the life you see every day, other people living, then that's the best thing you can be doing with your time, in my opinion.
That's what I'm doing with the Jack Ruhl Show. I started off with just an idea because I was inspired by Casey Neistat and Gary Vaynerchuk and all these different places that I wanted to do something with it. And for some reason, I was inspired. Then I went to the analyze phase where I figured out what could I do with this inspiration, and now I'm acting on it. And now I'm producing the Jack Ruhl Show. Now we're creating it. And it follows those 3 A's of inspiration. Well, everybody, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you got some inspiration from this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, or share it to your friends if you guys would like. So, thank you for watching, and as always,
be awesome.